I'm Taylor Bruck. Here's your Spectrum News in 90.
We're starting the hour with new details emerging from the New Albany Police Department following Tuesday night's mass shooting.
In this back booth, we've got a registered Democrat, a registered Independent, and a registered Republican all sitting together enjoying their breakfast, still friends. If you look to my right, you can see the sea of people standing in front of the State House, holding up signs, fighting for public education, fighting for our students, and this is all because of the proposed state budget.
How much influence do you sense President-elect Trump has truly had in this decision?
It's just a sad day for the Morrow County community, family, friends, and colleagues of Deputy Scheer. Traditionally, this ceremony will happen at the graveside burial, but a police officer told me earlier that it's just not logistically possible for all of these people to get to that gravesite. This is a long-standing state tradition. It's been around since 1850. It brings in upwards of 1 million visitors over the 12 days. What is the significance of that? I mean, what is the impact of that on the state economically?
Governor Mike DeWine and city leaders are condemning the neo-Nazi march that took place in the Short North yesterday.
Many LGBTQ couples are fearful of this. Basically, if Obergefell were overturned in states like Ohio, there would once again be a ban on same-sex marriage.
But many say the negative impacts that these proposed asphalt plants could have on the region could affect thousands.
You know what? I found the right place, you guys. I found the food. I asked for a fork earlier, and they said, "It's barbecue. It's barbecue."
I don't think I could support you beating up on the youth of tomorrow. I just don't know if that's fair.
Listen, we had to show it up. Basketball's my favorite sport. What are you hoping to learn from this event to hopefully make Columbus's bigger and better than ever?
You're creating spaces for people with autism to not only just be themselves, but thrive as themselves.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you? You were just watching the funeral mass of fallen officer Jacob Durbin. There's some live pictures right now looking outside of St. Columkill Church.
Still a heavy police and first responders presence here in Oakwood Village.
And back here in Ohio, our weather team is tracking this storm for us as well. Meteorologist Robin King is joining us with the latest.
It's only $2 a ticket, so.
Well, you keep playing and the prize keeps going up, so we're going to see where it is by this time
You're
next
welcome,
week.
everybody.
All this to say, we hope you get to where you're going safely and soundly. And Brutus here wants to say Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
In Alexandria, I'm Taylor Bruck, Spectrum News.
It's been almost 3 years, and it's like yesterday it happened.
April 12th, 2023 is a day Justin Stevens and his mom Diana say they'll never forget.
I miss him so very much.
Justin's only son, Jacob, died unexpectedly. He was just 13 years old.
You can't get past it.
Who do you blame for your son's death?
I firmly believe that TikTok took my son from me.
Justin says his son died of an accidental overdose from Benadryl after participating in the Benadryl challenge that prompted the FDA to put out a warning and contact TikTok in 2020. The goal was to take enough Benadryl to hallucinate. Justin says his son consumed at least 12 pills, causing his body to seize. He was hospitalized brain dead, put on a ventilator, and died 6 days later.
If you've never lived through it, you don't want to live through it.
Jacob's story isn't an anomaly. Parents warn multiple dangerous challenges have popped up on social media in the last 5 years, with injuries and deaths reported worldwide.
I just thought it was little corny videos, you know, people do funny things, laugh, ha ha ha, you know what I mean?
You never thought there'd be a viral challenge saying to take multiple pills of Benadryl?
No, never. Why would you allow that?
Exposure to inappropriate content is just one reason why Ohio University professor Dr. Christine Batt says social media can be dangerous. She says the addictive nature of the apps, cyberbullying, online predators, unrealistic beauty standards, and constant comparison to peers are others.
The algorithms can lead students down very dark paths, you know, towards things like how to restrict their eating, or the potential for attempting or dying by suicide.
Many social media sites in the U.S. require users to be at least 13 years old. But Dr. Batt says many younger children lie about their age to get an account, pointing to ineffective age verification methods.
How can we keep our youth safe?
Parental supervision is crucial. Parents need to know that if they are providing technology to their children, then it is their responsibility to understand the dangers of that technology.
She also recommends parents set firm limits with social media, talk openly with their children, keep phones out of bedrooms, and monitor what they see online, but adds the responsibility can't fall on families alone.
Do you think at this point TikTok is doing enough to protect the youth on the app?
I think there's always more that can be done. I think unless there is legislation that mandates that something be done, it may not be. But every social media company can do more. And they should do more.
A TikTok spokesperson told us the company takes rigorous steps to safeguard the For You feed for teens and the entire community. Any content promoting dangerous behavior violates the community guidelines and will be removed from the platform. TikTok's website states when they receive reports about a dangerous challenge, they investigate, writing sometimes they don't find evidence of a trend, even when warnings are being widely reported.
Do you think it's on the social media companies themselves? Do you think it's on the parents? Do you think it's on the lawmakers? Who do you think is responsible for helping protect our children?
Everybody. It takes a community to raise a kid. Like I said, I accept responsibility. You know what I mean? I every day, I battle with myself on what I could have done, you know, to change it. But it's really out of my hand, you know what I mean?
Memorabilia and memories is all that's left of Jacob Stevens.
Never again to hear, I love you, Dad, I love you, Mom. You know what I mean? Never again will I hear that from him. You know, and it's hard.
But his family is hopeful the loss of his life wasn't in vain. Praying every day it leads to lasting change.
If getting this out to other parents and other grandparents that'll save one of your children, that's all we want. I just want somebody to help.
This is heartbreaking. So they mentioned legislation. Is there anything being done federally or here in Ohio to address social media safety for young people?
Yeah, so right now, guys, there is no overarching federal law regulating social media verification. More and more states, though, are looking to enact laws to regulate social media. In Ohio specifically, Representative Melanie Miller recently introduced House Bill 226. It's called the App Store Accountability Act. This would require app stores to get parental consent before anyone under 16 can download or buy apps. Just 2 years ago, Governor Mike DeWine signed the Social Media Parental Notification Act. That would have required social media and gaming sites to get parental permission before letting any Ohioan younger than 16 onto their platforms. But this ended up being ruled unconstitutional by a judge, saying that it violated the First Amendment. So this is what legislation is running into. It's facing some legal troubles and therefore is not keeping up with the ever-evolving technology.
Yeah, so for parents who maybe want to take this into their own hands, maybe if there's not legislation, what can they do right now, specifically on TikTok, to make sure that they know what their kids are looking at or maybe even attempting in like a challenge like we talked about?
So you know there are so many apps, right? They need to have the apps themselves, basically. They need to go through the apps, look at those safety resources, because there are actually a lot of great safety features, especially on TikTok. TikTok's website has a whole safety center that you can go to where you can learn about your privacy and safety controls. The Family Online Safety Institute is another great resource. It's called FOSSI. They have information divided up app by app. There's also a social media contract on there that parents can download. That way you can create rules with your children together so that it feels more like teamwork rather than like the parents always being the bad guy, right? And so that is available at FOSSI.org. They know that technology is ever evolving. There's more and more popping up. They want everyone to be informed users of it.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of parents as well kind of coming together with other parents at school to say, hey, we're all going to wait. We're going to come together and say we're all going to wait until this time in order to let your kids have a cell phone, have social media. That way they can't say, well, all of my friends have it. I'm now being left out, and kind of create that united front across all parents to prevent stuff like this. It's
really important.
Yeah. All right, Taylor, thank you so much.
On a once very quiet country road in Alexandria lives 93-year-old John Bird. He's been here his whole life and says he's watching his town be turned into a sacrifice zone.
You might call it dump truck alley. Some days are a lot worse than others.
Just miles away is New Albany, where Intel and other huge companies are setting roots, bringing massive development along with thousands of people to the state. Truck after truck after truck come through Alexandria each day, which is home to many industries like concrete, sand, and gravel plants.
It is all day long. You're getting hit in the face with debris.
2 proposed asphalt plants on both sides of town would add even more. Scioto Materials, a division of the Shelley Company, is proposing a plant on the southeast side of the village. And Marzane Materials of Zanesville is proposing one for the northwest side on the Martin trucking property, both adding to already existing industry. Bird lives just one house down from Martin Trucking.
I just hate to see it. I hate to see it for my neighbors, too.
Many residents, including Stephanie Taylor and Julia King, are concerned for their community's air quality, drinking water, and quality of life. Both plants would bookend the town with emissions.
I feel disparaged because we don't necessarily have the income that, say, New Albany has. It is very easy to say, this is the location we're going to put it.
They say the town is becoming unlivable. Residents taking action, lining the streets with signs that say no asphalt plants, attending township meetings, and forming the grassroots organization Clean Air and Water for Licking County. Taylor says many people are worried potential runoff could contaminate the region's drinking water supply, not just for Alexandria, but the cities of Granville and Newark as well. Both proposed sites sit on a floodplain and are located close to Raccoon Creek, one of Ohio's largest streams.
It takes very, very little oil to infiltrate a water supply and ruin it. And oil, petroleum's not the only thing involved in a hot mix asphalt plant.
At a public hearing in June, the Ohio EPA spoke to residents about the proposals. The chief of the EPA Division of Drinking and Groundwaters, Amy Cly, stating she doesn't expect impacts from surface and groundwaters because of a 20 to 30 foot clay layer under the soil. Geologist and soil expert Todd Frolking disputes that finding. A retired professor at Denison University, he studied the area for more than 30 years and says it's full of gravel and soil.
There is no continuous layer of fine silt and clay at any particular depth.
He warns that almost any other location is better than what's been proposed.
When operations get busy, stuff happens, and you're relying on every truck driver, every person participating to be careful.
Local leaders are hearing the concerns of residents and environmentalists and speaking out, including Granville Mayor Melissa Hartfield.
The easy thing for them to do is find another location, and I just am baffled that this is their choice.
Located not even 5 miles from Alexandria, the village of Granville and Denison University taking legal action.
This could have a generational impact. You tell me, after your water supply is poisoned, who wants to take a shower? Who wants to brush their teeth? Who wants to mix it with their baby's formula? Nobody.
Residents urging government entities to help them, fighting for their neighbors, both young and old. As more development pours into the state, Taylor says no community, no matter how small, should become a sacrifice zone.
For anybody who might see this and think, well, it's not my backyard, it really is your backyard. There's a lot coming to Ohio, Central Ohio in particular, and if we don't stand together to protect our air and water, which we all share, there could be tragic side effects to that.
Now, these residents want to be really clear. They are not anti-development, anti-growth, anti-industry, or even anti-asphalt. They are anti these specific locations. Right now, the Ohio EPA is in the process of reviewing and responding to public comments on a draft air permit for Scioto Materials. I reached out to the lawyer representing that company. He said he's not able to speak to me right now due to the sensitivities of the issues, and Marzane Materials has yet to get back to our multiple requests for an interview. In Alexandria, I'm Taylor Bruck, Spectrum News.